Saints, this is your humble servant, Brother GL, with you today with Sister Nathalie from M3A Medical Missionary. Saints, listen, today we're going to go again with poultices. We're going to consider garlic poultices, beloved. What are the benefits of garlic poultices? Everything potato poultices do, garlic poultices also do. What is the difference? When should we use garlic poultices or potato poultices? All right. By the way, I will get back with some quick demonstration of last week potato poultices. I noticed after I visioned the video, I'd forgotten a few things. So basically, garlic poultices is for internal issues. All right. We know potato poultices is for outside infection. But if you have, for example, a cold, you're not going to make a poultice on your hand, on your shoulder, things like that. Because the cold is inside of you. So what you're going to do? You're going to do a garlic poultice. If you got ear infection, especially for the kids, you're going to do garlic poultice. All right. So, however, garlic poultice for the ear, you leave 2 or 3 minutes, no more, 2-3 minutes, and you take it off and you wait, and later on you do another poultice 2 or 3 minutes. Now, for the feet, you use 10 to 15 minutes, and then do another one. All right. So you can do poultices, garlic poultices, outside of diseases. Did you know that? For relaxing mode. And when you do garlic poultices for relaxing mode, you will do it as a pack, just like we have seen for castor oil pack. You will apply in the chest area, in the stomach area. All right, that's where you will apply just for relaxing mood, which is going to lower the risk of heart disease, cholesterol, diabetes. All right, and how to do it. And this is what I've forgotten to show you last week with potato poultices. How to do it. Before I asked Nathalie, I used Nathalie, model for this week. I was going to say this semester, but for this week, all right? I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, do you see how thin is my garlic? All right, you need it that thin. You can barely see it. You see that thin, that small. You can grind it or crush it, or you can cut it just like that. All right. Now, it's the same thing than potato, I said. Potato, it was about the moisture of the potato. Garlic, it needs to be about the moisture of garlic. That means when you prepare your poultice, all right, you need to use some hot boiled water. And then you leave that water cool down to room temperature, and then you just put a little bit of water on top of your garlic so to get the moisture out. All right. But if you want, you can use also olive oil. All right. So this is all you do with the garlic onion. You see that she knows already. That's good. All right, same thing than potato. We have said before. All you need is a saran wrap, Scott towel, some tape to tape under. All right, and then you do your poultice. I know I'm doing it fast here. It's not the same thing. Trust me. When somebody's in a situation, you do it right because people's life and health depend on you. You don't play with people's life and health, by the way, all right? So and you would take that part. This is garlic, okay? This is garlic. Now, we have said that there are internal issues, all right? You cannot put the garlic on the skin directly. That is why you put inside the Scott towel is full. Let me show you exactly. Thank you, Nathalie. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna let it deal with that. I'm gonna show you something, beloved. Non plus. Allez. Good. Now, I will show you something about the garlic poultice. All right, you take that sheet, you fold it in two. All right, you fold it in two, and then that's when you put your garlic inside the sheet. All right, and then you fold it in two again. Right, because if you put directly on the skin, it's gonna burn the skin. You don't want to burn the skin. Now, let's pretend you have an internal issue. You're not going to make a poultice inside your stomach. You're not going to make a poultice inside of your ears. So what do? You use the foot. We're going to pretend that this is the foot. On pretend c'est ton pied, okay? Okay, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to use the foot. All right? You might need some saran wrap. You see it? S'il te plaît, 2 secondes. So this is for a cold. All right, you cannot do a poultice on the. Okay, whoops. This is for the cold, and then what I will do? You put that's your feet, all right? That's your foot, all right? We're just pretending it's a foot, and then you would put the tiniest. It must be very tiny plastic bag that you can find. Very tiny. After you have done the poultice under the feet, under the foot, all right? Thank you, Nathalie. Now, what you need to consider, all right? So what you need to consider is, since it's only 10 to 15 minutes, and you don't want to do poultices over and over, spending all this doing poultices, because you cannot keep it more than 10 to 15 minutes, what you need to do, you need to double the dose. How to do you double the dose? Putting more garlic? No. Putting more olive oil and moisture from the poultice? No. Or you're going to double the dose simply by putting 1/8 of teaspoon of cayenne pepper. 1/8 of teaspoon of cayenne pepper. There you double the dose. You double the power of the medication. So, having said that, I want to get back to last week presentation, potato poultices. This is, you see, it's just like a sheet, like a size of a sheet of paper. That's how thin it is. You need to fill your thing with that much. Be generous. Fill your cloth with that much size. How are you going to do it? You're going to take the potato. You're going to use something like that. Do you see how small or thin it is? You don't want to take. And then if you want, you can take that and chop it. It's going to be moist. You want the moisture of the potato. That's all. So, God, beloved, we have to learn to use what we have in our homes. You'd be surprised to see how many things we have in our home that can cure us, and we don't even know it. Every day, everybody out there is sleeping on a pillow of gold, and they don't even know it. So, beloved, I hope you are blessed. Like I said, pretty soon we're going to see some juicing also. Not juicing as for diet, as we don't juice, but juicing with specific virtue to cure some diseases, for example, fibrom, asthma, anything. So stay with us. Keep following us on M3A, Medical, Missionary, M3A, Santé Spiritualité, un corps sain dans un esprit sain. And if you want to help any shape or form, share. Beloved, thumbs up. Do not make the gospel ghost power. It is only vitamin A for the ego of the presentator. If you want to glorify God, share the information. All right, because we ought to be to prosper as our soul, our body prosper, and our mind prosper. First Thessalonians 5:23, 3 John verse 2. All right. So, beloved, having said that, we'll see you again next week. God bless you. We love you. This is Brother GL and Nathalie. Ciao.